Hey guys, welcome to the Elevated Mission channel. I am here. I'm your co-host, John Ruggles, with my other co-host, Jamel Felder here on the line. We're super excited to be talking to you guys today. So I've been talking a lot about the elements of elevation. So faith, family, finances, and fitness, and getting all those areas of your life right. But then you go one step further before that, and let's talk about the guideposts. And that's really truth, that is power, that is purpose, and that is peace. And you got to start off with truth, because if you don't analyze where you're at and truly look at you kind of, naked in front of the mirror, you don't know who you are so that you can then elevate from there. And Jamel, I wanted you to talk about it because I know you take your clients, when you take a new client, an athlete, someone that's trying to get to the next level, they come to you and they come in for a workout. You put them through a pretty grueling truth process at the beginning.
Yeah. So I like for the athlete to see exactly where they're at. Because, when we come in and especially when you're like a great athlete, you're riding inside because everyone's been telling you, are you this, that, and you third. So my first few workouts and it's mainly functional strength, which is your own body, but it's pretty intense. And I want them to see exactly where they're at. You know what I mean? Like, not what people have been telling you, not
Right.
because people can blow smoke, especially when you're a great athlete. Like, I want you to see exactly where you're at and how high you like where your ceiling can be at if you work towards that. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm always honest with everyone who comes in the door. Like, and I believe the best policy is honesty. You know what I mean? Like, and once you go through these workouts, you'll know exactly where you're like, man, I'm not as strong as I thought I was, or I don't have the endurance that I thought I had. And these are all areas that we can improve on. And it's funny that you said it, like, because I remember when you started Elevated Mission. I swear, and this last night or 2 nights ago, I'm watching this thing and it was called Elevation, right? And that's when it dawned on me. Like, I really like the name Elevated Mission. I swear to you, like, it wasn't until 2 nights ago that, like, man, that's a really cool thing, because it was talking about taking a person and just elevating them through phases of life. And we all, who doesn't want to elevate throughout life? Like, I never, like, I heard the name when you first told me, all right, like, cool. Like, but I never, honestly, I'm just being honest with you. Like, and I've
Yeah.
been with you since you started. Like, just dawned on me 2 nights ago, like, because we're elevated mission, like we want to elevate people throughout life, and it's our mission to elevate them. Like, so, and I'm watching this thing. I'm like, John came up with a really cool concept on elevated mission. When people come in the door, I want to elevate them from where they're at to where they need to go to be the best they can possibly be. Whether it's being an athlete or just even in life. Yeah, mine. It's like the first. I mean, you see me put some people through the ringers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not to be smart or to poke or to say, I'm like, I just want you to see exactly where you're at with your own body weight. And if you can't do this with your own body weight, how you can get under, large amounts of weight and
Right.
try to push them, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, like I start people off, especially athletes, mainly athletes, through I put them through the ringers just so they can see where they're at for themselves, and not just me telling, like, like, because once you go through these 3 or 4 workouts, you're like, man, I need to improve on this. If you can even make it through those workouts, some people never, like, they don't come back. I mean, like,
Yeah.
because the intent is it gives you a starting point where you're at and where you need to go, and
Yeah.
then the honesty on the person, not just on me as a trainer. You know what I mean? This is where you're at. Like,
Yeah.
and then to get here, you need to do bang, bang, bang to elevate to get to where you need to go. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing that for since 2017,
Okay. Yeah.
and I learned. So my functional strength exercises. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I took them from they all military style based workouts.
Yeah.
And one of the things about the military, they're the most physically fit people in the world. And believe it or not, some of them, they don't look like it, but they really are.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And they have to be, especially when you're preparing to go to war. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be in the best shape of your life, not just for yourself, but for your teammates. If we're
Yeah.
in a battle with the opposition, we can't say, hey, time out, I need a water break, or hey,
Right.
like, no, you got to mentally prepare yourself to go as long as you need to go. Even when you're tired, you're thirsty, you're hungry, like, they train their minds to be just as sharp as if they're on a full tank of food or if they're not, because they have to be like that, because you have to be so. And I'm like, that's a pretty cool concept. So I stole that concept and apply, because it's the same thing with the athletic world. You know what I mean? Like, it's who's going to break first. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're in a
Right.
contest. I mean, like, who's willing to go the longest and who can be the sharpest the longest? That's why I love Tom. He was always just sharp. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't the best athlete. He wasn't the fastest or strongest, but he had the sharpest mind, and his willpower, you know, propelled him to pass so many people. So, but yeah, not the.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just listening to these former Navy SEALs, and they take people through this like 3 day like intensive, just like lean into the suck, you know, kind of thing. And and this was a super interesting part, and they have the bell, just like in the Navy SEALs. Like you can go ring the bell and tap out, and you're done. They
Right.
take you back to your stuff, and you leave, you know. So, but they said no one quits on day 3. Everyone quits on day 1. They quit on day 2. Most of them that quit on day 1. Some quit on day 2, and no one quits on day 3 because they see the finish line. And so we get so caught up in 72 hours. I got 72 hours of this, you know, that people quit. And he said it's funny because it's the most jacked guys. It's it's the ripped guys, and they quit. And he was talking about he had this potato farmer from Idaho that he looked like a potato, and he's like, that guy would not quit, you know. And he's like, I knew once he got to day 3, he's finishing, you know, because once they get to day 3, they win. But it's a reminder to me too is to first off, we're talking about right getting really truth. Like we got to be able to own our truth. Like doesn't mean just because that's who you are right now that you have to stay there, right? Like you said, we can elevate from that position. And then 2 is we don't get to live like so many times. If we're in a loser mentality, we're focused on our past.
Right.
And a lot of us that are achievers that want to achieve things in life, we live in the future, but we really can only exist in the present. And so if you say, you know what, I can just get through this next hour, and this is really where I'm at, but I can get through this next hour, you know, I don't have to worry about 24 hours from now or 48 hours from now. Let me do this thing right now. But we got to be very truthful of who we are and what we're capable of and what we're doing, and then say, how do I figure out how to elevate from this point right
Not a lot of people want to live in their truth, though. If you think about, especially in today's world, like a lot of people live a lie because of social media. A lot of people live a lie because that's what they've been told their whole life, and they believe that. I told you last time we were here, we were talking. Like I have this thing called acquiring mask on the road to life, and so many people put so many different masks on, they don't even know their own truth. You know what I mean? Like, and when you find out your truth, you don't even want to live in it because it's like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be. But you never worked on the actual truth. You just worked on this lie the whole time, build this lie up. And when it comes time to strip yourself down for the truth, you don't want to face it. It's just like first come to Christ, right? I know I'm speaking for myself. When I first came to Christ, and you're truly sincere about it, Christ start revealing a lot of truths to you, like
right?
very uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
we live in a world where we want to be comfortable all the time. You know what I mean? Because if it's comfortable, no, I'm not doing it. I'm going like, because when you first, I know a lot of Christians that become Christians, they'll start off and just, oh, you ride this high, but when the truth start coming at you, you're like, nah, I'm going back to the life that was comfortable because it's too much. Because you got to look at yourself deep down inside,
Right.
spiritually, physically, and we don't like what we're actually saying of ourselves. And it's like you said, it's not like you got to stay there, but God stripped you down to the true you to make yourself you elevate to become a better you for the people around you. And one of the things like so my workouts, I did a 6 month stint at a military base boot camp, and like you said, the Navy SEAL I'll never forget. Cause I walked in like, and I'm in like one of the best shape. I'm like 250 solid muscle. I'm not like exaggerating. Like, you know, and I'm looking at like we had a Navy SEAL, we had a Army guy, we had a Marine guy, and we had an Air Force guy. We had 4 different instructors. They actually all did, you know, like Navy. They were in it.
Right.
I remember the Navy SEAL guy come up in the front for his workouts, and I'm looking at he's like some dorky looking guy. I'm like, I got this. Like,
Yeah.
man, life was because we had to do they did everything they were telling us to do. They did it with us. Like they wasn't just telling us to do it. They were
Yeah.
up flutter kicking. He was flutter kicking for like an hour straight, talking to never missed a beat. I'm over there dying. but they train themselves. They train their mind to go as far as they need to go for the task. And now, then as we went on in time, I got to ask questions like, well, how do you guys like you guys know what the task is? Like where the finish line is. Like, and he's like, if we got to go, let's say we got to run 20 miles, right? Like a lot. You know what I mean? It's like football field. When you get on the football field, say they kick the ball off and you get tackled at the 1 yard line, and you go out there and I'm a quarterback, and all I see is 99 yards in front of me. I'm like, that's a large task. How
Right.
often do you hit a 99-yard play in a game? Far
Yeah.
you might get it, but it's far few and behind. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
when the actual goal is all you need is 10 yards for first down.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I'm instead of looking at 99 yards, I just need I got 3 downs to get 10 yards. So
Yep.
if I first play and I get 5 yards, so I'm 2nd and 5 now. You know what I mean? Like that 99 yards doesn't look as bad. So I'm blocking out the 99. I'm only looking
Yep.
at like because we look at the big picture. Like we don't look at the steps we need to take to get to that big picture. So
Yep.
I learned to look at the steps, even when I'm working out and the count's 25, right? But I can't set it down. Okay, if I do 10, 10, and 5 without stopping, I still get 25. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
can do 10 reps, hold it in the air, catch a break, do another 10 or 5 sets of fives. As long as I get to the 25, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I learned to do that just even in life. Like I'm not looking at the 99 yards. I just need 10 yards for first down. And in that 10 yards, I just get a 5 yards for first down. I don't need the third down. You know what I mean? Like, or if you go, a 7 yard play here and a 3 yard play there. It's still a first down. Then, but that's how we got to look at life. Like even when I walk with God, like does God want us to be a better person and to change our lives? Yes, but He's not asking us to do it all in one day. You know what I mean? Like He's not even
Right.
expecting us to do it all in one day. And
Yep.
He's expecting us to lean on Him to get us to where we need to go. But we forget
Yep.
about that.
And sometimes we need someone from outside to see us
Yes.
in our mess to be even know to get that truth. Because I'll tell you, this is real simple. We keep on talking about working out, but I got a truth yesterday morning in my workout because so I'm doing legs. My son Gabe, he came along and lifted with me yesterday. I got him. He's going back in the weight room. And so he comes doing legs. I'm doing squats, and in my mind, I'm going down to 90. Right. You know. And then he goes, Dad, you're not even close. You're like 75, He said, that is not 90.
Right.
And so now then I started figuring that out, right? Getting back into my groove and saying, okay, I know how to squat to 90 degrees. I've squatted, many times, beyond that. So I do it, and all of a sudden I go, oh, I'm pretty weak, right? I mean, yeah, I feel that, right? So today I'm sore. I'm having a hard time walking upstairs,
But
but yeah,
this whole thing, right? And this is the thing that people have a tough time doing, right? How much do you trust your son?
I trust him. Yeah,
With your life,
implicitly, I know
right?
he tells me the truth. Yeah,
So we have people like this. Funny, I was just talking about this yesterday. Like we'll have people in your life, like whether it's your spouse, whether it's your son, whether it's your best friend, someone who's constantly around you, whether it's a business partner that's always around you, and they see you better than you see yourself. Because like in your mind, you're going down 99. And you feel like I don't know what you're talking about, but I feel 99 right now. 5, you know what I mean? Comes and tells you like, hey, like dad, like no, that wasn't even close. Like what do you like? You didn't say what do you mean? Yes, it is. Like because us as people, like when we hear someone tells us what we're doing wrong, we get super defensive and we don't want to hear it. Like especially as people about us. Like you trust your son to know like he's not gonna lie to you. He's not gonna pull a fast one on you. Like no, dad, you're not like that. Like but you listened to him. You didn't argue back, and you just said, all right, I'm gonna get down. Like I thought I was, but you can see what I can't see. So I'm gonna to guide me to that full range of squat motion. You didn't argue back. You didn't say most people give you a pushback. Like I mean, like we were watching the show the other day, and the one lady like it was a spouse show. He's like, hey, give me 5 things that you like about your partner, right? Now, honestly, it was like just 5 things, and it was 4 great things and 1 bad thing. What do you think they made a big deal about?
oh, it's the one bad thing.
One bad, and like it went on for days. Like, and the 4 things that he said to his spouse were like, I'm talking about like phenomenal things. Like
Yeah.
you're a leader, you're hard worker, you're super smart, you're beautiful, you're just really aggressive. That's what it was. He's like, you're just really aggressive.
Uh
And
huh.
even nothing bad, but that you're really aggressive. lasted for like 4 or 5 days because
Wow.
like you didn't hear the four things he just said. Great, and instead of taking that, you're really aggressive. Okay, maybe I am. How can I fix this? To become better. It was
Right.
your defensive, and you became even more aggressive, and you separated. Like it pushed them that much farther apart. Like we have
Yeah.
people when people come in, I give them a respectable truth. At least like it, some don't. You know what I mean? Because this is the first time someone's stripping them down to their truth. Like this is the first time sometimes someone's not kissing their butt and telling them how great they are. Like no, like we're getting down to the bare. Like this is where you're at, and then to get to that next level, this is where you need to be. They don't want to hear it because they think they're already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but you
Right.
trust your son. If your wife would do the same thing, you would trust your wife or your daughter. Like
Right.
a lot of us don't. Even the people we trust, we don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like no, and we don't know what we don't know what we don't know because we're just doing what we think we know because we've been doing it for so long that it seems right. Like when you do squatting, it seemed like you were doing 99 because it felt right. Like and then
Right.
really started like, man, maybe I wasn't. Like,
Right.
trusted your son to get you that, and you feeling that storage is only going to equal more muscle growth for you to elevate to be in shape and stronger like you used to be.
That's right. Well, and and we take like all these principles, like you said, that couple, four good and one bad, and it's okay to own that bad if you're analyzing it and saying, okay, how do I work on it? But if we focus on it like just they think I'm that, and so we need that mentor in our life that can speak truth to us, and we can just go, okay, this is where I'm at. It was like a couple of years ago, I looked at myself and I go, I'm 280 pounds, but I'm not playing ball anymore. Like, I don't need to be 280 pounds, and I
Right,
haven't been in the gym lifting, so I got to change some things to change some things, because I want to be able to carry the groceries. I want to be able to, do things when I'm 80 years old, and so I got to get back in shape, and I got to
right,
get rid of the fat, and who cares what I weigh anymore, right? Because
right,
me being the big guy doesn't matter anymore, right? So sometimes you got to change even thought patterns that you think you don't have anymore in your head, but they still linger,
right,
because once you've got an identity, you've got to change that. And so yeah, so owning your truth, getting a mentor, someone that can speak into your life and give you that truth, right? It should be someone that you trust, right? And hopefully you've got that person. If you don't have that person, you need to go find that person, because that is critical. And whether that's a coach, I mean, obviously, like you do a lot of coaching in the gym with people on a physical standpoint, but you also do some coaching, some life coaching, and it's important to have, whether it's at a gym or it's in life, we got to have someone that can speak that truth to us to be able to own it. Because until you own the truth, you can't move to the next piece of the puzzle,
right.
because that limits us right from the get-go.
What I've learned though is like you have to find someone you just said like that you truly trust and respect because we're just not going to take owning our truth from someone who doesn't really know us. Like, into the wrong, like if someone just come into my life or in my establishment or my home and say, "That's what you need to work on," I'm going to say, "Who the heck are you? Like you don't know me." I mean, like you know what I mean? Like, but if it's someone you truly trust and you respect, you're going to own your truth, and they'll push you to own your truth. You know what I mean? And owning our truth isn't necessarily even about us though. Like when you take this walk now, with God, you realize that like your life's no longer really about because you just said like some important things. I don't know if you figure out like the reason why you want to get in the gym and get back in shape and lose 80 pounds is to carry who you carrying groceries for, your family, your wife. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna let her carry all these groceries. Like you know what I mean? Like you want to be in shape for all your kids are getting older when they get married and have grandkids and your grandkids come over and hey, I want to go to grandpa's house and you want to be able to be out there and throwing the ball around still, show your old school thinking of how the game goes. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it makes you feel like it's for us, but it's not for us. It's to our life and elevate our life to make others around us better. Like I know you because you love helping people. Like you love being that spiritual mentor. You love talking to people, being with people, doing all these things. So the things you want to do isn't necessarily about you. Like it's to get in better shape for the ones you love close and people outside of you. You know what I mean? Like so, but we definitely need somebody that can hold us accountable, that we trust, that we hear, and that can bring that I mean, in my day world, that dog mentality, I like it's like got to be someone that can like really elevate you and push you to that next level, because otherwise you respect that person who's telling you the truth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's good to have, and I always tell people, the people that I care about, like, yo, tell me what it is. I mean, like, tell me something that I need to work on. Like, don't tell me all the good stuff.
Right.
Black, and I just had this conversation on the phone with one of my buddies, my brothers. Part of like, hey, like, what do you think I need to improve on? Because we're talking about gym stuff. I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? What can I do better to help this grow?
Yeah.
I know most of my strengths, like, but where my weaknesses at? Point those things out to me, so I can try to work on those things to add to whatever else we need to go.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people, and I'm not trying to say, but not a lot of people want to hear what their weaknesses are. They always want to hear, the good things, and the good things doesn't necessarily make you that much better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's work on, to make your team or the people around you that much better. So,
Well, when are you the most likely to lose, right? Right
right,
after a win, right?
right,
Because you got less to work on. You don't know what your weak spots are, you know? It's like I look at, we're right now going into the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend, coming out of the wild card round, and I think about the Eagles, right? They actually got a perfect wake up call just from a team standpoint, right? Because they didn't play well, but they won, right? That's a great situation to be in. If you analyze it and go, we didn't play well. Now, then I got a lot to work on. So now I know what I've got to perfect, what I gotta have. And I didn't take the L. My season isn't over, right? So I can continue on. But now, I got stuff I can work on. When you've got that, trusted barometer, right? A game it doesn't, play games, right? I mean, the game is the game, and you either won or you lost at the end of the day. And so you got the win, but you also can look at the stats, right? And so you go, I threw for 100 and some yards, right? That's not okay at the NFL level. So what do I have to do, Jalen Hurts, right? Yeah, I'm a great team leader, but what I need to do to elevate my game to not just win a wild card game, to go and win the divisional round. I got a tough opponent coming in, right? They're on fire. They're ready to play, right? They wouldn't have made it here either if they weren't ready to go. So those in our own lives as well. And so I think when when we're that mentor for somebody, we got to remember that we got to shore up our own stuff to be able to, like you said, have that dog in us, right? Like we got our own stuff, right? Where we're right, fitness in our family, in our finances, in our faith walk, we're right there. And then we also got to. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care, right? How much they love, and so you love them. So
bro. Like, now I always say, like, I'm not the best trainer or life coach in the world. I truly believe it. I'm not trying to, like, but you're just being humble. Like, no, I know that. Like, it's people out there who knows everything in the training world that you're supposed to know, right? What makes me different, it's my slogan. We just different. What makes me different is I truly care about anybody that comes to my door and wants help. Like even the training world, like just in life. In order for me to help you be better at whatever you're trying to be better at, I have to know you. Like, I can't. You come in my door the first time, I'm gonna write you up a workout packet and I don't know you. Like we just talked for 20 minutes. How the heck am I gonna write you a whole workout packet and a diet pack when I don't know you as a person? You know what I mean? Like, I'm writing something from my own perspective without knowing the person I'm working with. That's why when people come in, especially athletes, when they come in my door, I take you through 3 or 4 days of intense working out because I want to know the way you operate.
yeah,
Which when you're gonna quit, when you're thinking about quitting, how you feel when times get hard. Like, can you so that way I best know how to encourage and motivate you. I best know, okay, well, he's weak at that area, but he's strong at that area. Okay, he's decent at that, but he's like so. I evaluate people as a person, not just as
yeah,
a trainer, because I truly care. Like, my job is to help you be better in any aspect. Like, even when I was in PA, I would go to different businesses and do team building things. You know what I mean? Like, and you just talked to one like about a team. Like, yeah, like we use the Eagles. Like, they have a bunch of talent, but they all respect one another. Well, somebody can come and say, "Hey, all right, this is where I think you need to improve on. This is where you did wrong," and they'll listen to each other. Like, in order to have a winning team, it has to be a lot of respect there, and a lot of like you have to be held accountable for whatever your job is. And if someone comes to you with an issue, you can't take it and get all butthurt and go the wrong way. Like, because that can destroy. One person not doing their job can affect the whole business, and that's in corporate as well as the team. Like if you got one lineman and you call a play and that one lineman does the wrong thing, that quarterback can get killed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they all not in sync with each other and all on the same page. One link in a chain, it screws up the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we all have to be on the same page, whether we like each other or not. Like when it's the work business, we all
Right.
have to be held accountable, whether we like each other or not. We all have to know what our simple task is, and do our task the best we can, and count on another person to do their task to get this thing moving smoothly for the whole business to come. You know what I mean? Like, and I always tell people that the richest people in the world have a team of people around them to help them remain to that thing. They trust that the people around them. They're not just one person on everything. No, they got a whole team of people around them doing a bunch of different things who they rely on and they trust. And trust is the biggest thing. Like if we're teaming up together, I have to trust you to know that you're going to do your job.
Yeah.
Whether whatever the difference is, like when we step in that arena together, or we walk into that corporate world together, and you're on my team, I have to trust you because my trust has to depend on you because whatever we get out of this is how I'm going to take care of my family. Like if I'm just in it for self and it's a team thing, it's never going to work. Like when
Yeah.
Jesus first came here, what's the first thing he did? He got 12 disciples. He handpicked. He needed a team of people around him to help him complete that task and journey that the Father wanted him to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were they? No, what I mean? He knew that, but like I'm going to trust you to do exactly what your task is.
Yes, absolutely. And Jesus didn't, he just did that. I believe he just did that for us to understand the example because he didn't need anybody, right?
Right. Hey.
Yeah, he needed nobody. But he said, here's how you do it, guys, right? Here's the example. This is how we live. So kind of to wrap things up, guys, you got to own your truth. Find a mentor, find a coach, find somebody that can be honest with you, that you respect them, that you believe what they're going to say, so that you know exactly who you are, where you're at currently, and then know that this isn't a destination. This just means I know exactly where I'm at, so I know exactly where I can go and find someone. You got to get into God's word. God's word is the roadmap to where to go in life. So if anybody tells you anything that doesn't line up with the word, don't do it. If it lines up with the word and it's the desires of your heart, not the desires of your flesh, but the desires of your heart that God's placed in there, then you can move forward. You can elevate from this point forward. You can become the man or the woman that you desire to be. So own the truth. Get some people around you that can help you with that truth. Get into the word, get into prayer, and start moving forward in all those elements. You got to take care of your fitness. You got to take care of your finances. You got to take care of your family. Get those relationships right, and then you can take care of your faith walk to make sure that you're in line with the most important person, and that is God. Any final words, Jamel?
No, you said it all right there, brother. Like I mean, yeah. No, you said everything.
All right.
I
All
like
right. Well, we'll be coming back next week with another one of these podcasts. Love talking to you guys. Jamel, till next week. Have a great one.
you too.